You got this? Just breathe. You got this?
I got
Jimmy,
this
just stay
100%.
calm. The best thing to do is stay calm.
Deep breath. Trying to paddle in the front. Oh, shoot. Jimmy goes down. Come on.
Hey guys, today we're talking Survive the Raft, episode 7.
Yeah, that's right, man. In the beginning, we get a little bit of shit talk about Merissa. You know,
A little bit, but they just kicked off CJ. So guess who's down?
Summer.
Summer is
very
down.
sad.
down.
She was sad last week, hardly knew the person. This week, she actually kind of knew the person well, so she's feeling kind of sad. She don't know who to trust,
No,
Billy.
good, man.
Doesn't know who to trust.
You can't trust any of them.
Especially because one of the close people she's talking to is Jimmy. Jimmy's trying to always stir stuff.
Oh yeah, when Jimmy took credit for it, he's like, "Man, I knocked one of the strongest people off the game last week."
Yep,
last vote.
single-handedly. Even though I would probably give it to Tara, but hey,
Right, right. But Jimmy definitely helped.
worked hard for that
Jimmy
one.
definitely helped stir that pot for sure.
he is the one who pitched it to Tara. Like, hey, you hear what CJ's saying?
Oh,
So
yeah.
Well,
he had his hand.
And
Yeah, he
CJ kind of didn't help himself out.
No, he did not.
Yeah, but this week, CJ's gone, and now we get a new person, Riley.
Mm-hmm.
What do we think of Riley?
Yeah,
Another
I think
person from
Riley.
Virginia.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. A third Virginian we got in here,
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah.
So you got 2 from Richmond, and then you got old
Russell.
Red from Stafford. So,
Yep.
Which they're only like an hour apart.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And she's a nurse.
And she says that nurses got to be
it's not true. It's not true.
no, not sure.
No.
Yeah.
Manipulative
Yeah.
or coercive.
That's what she said. She said nurses got to be manipulative.
They do?
Well, I don't think she
Yeah,
said
trick you-
manipulative.
trick you to take your
I
pills?
think somebody else mentioned that, but she said something about she's used to coercing her patients or something like that.
She used the word manipulative
I don't
too.
know.
think.
I don't
I'm
know
pretty
what
sure
the
she
word
did.
was now.
I don't know.
I've
But
lost all credibility.
at some point, Garrett calls Summer fake. So some people aren't really
Dude.
liking Summer too much.
Yeah, when that was crazy too, he was like, she's stuck with CJ the whole time. She really liked him, so she's fake. And I'm like, huh? Like, how the hell does that make her fake? Like, she's fake because she
had
likes
his back.
CJ.
She told everybody
Right.
she had his back.
She's fake.
What I find interesting about Summer is people, new people, kind of get close to her. They tell her their plans, but she doesn't really go along with it. So
and it's funny because this time you kind of see people on the same page about her. The new girl was like, Summer's very wishy-washy. She just kind of go with the crew. And then Jimmy said the same thing. He's like, man, I like to talk to Summer. She's a cool girl. I like to try to bring her in on the plans, but she just wants to sit back and go with what everybody else is thinking. She's not wanting to make any moves, So
She don't want to make anybody mad. She wants to be a big, happy family.
right, exactly. And this
she's
game ain't
supposed
about
to
that.
have fun on the round.
She's
make
pure
some
in
money.
heart.
No, she's a sweetheart.
And Merissa is annoying people again, and she's
Mhm.
waking up to fish being slaughtered.
Yeah. Although Summer wasn't doing a very good
Yeah, I don't know what Summer was torturing that fish. I don't know what she was doing.
I was like, damn, girl, what the hell are you doing?
I mean,
there,
I think
man?
she said it won't die.
And then I think she stabs it in the eyeball. I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
she did, yeah,
geez,
man.
what are you doing?
Fastest way to the brain, right? Just get right to that eye.
Dang.
So
But now, I guess they...
she may have a point, but
But still, people got to eat.
But yeah, they did say that now they're isolated to a closet or a corner.
Yeah, to fish.
They
Yeah.
can't mess with the fish other than this one little area on the raft.
Yeah, Jimmy's like, it's freaking ridiculous, man. They got us, one woman has us isolated to fish in this one little spot, because she doesn't like people eating fish. So,
Yeah. Now you tell her, you go sit in the spot. We're going to
We're
get
gonna go over here
fish.
and fish. Right.
so Riley arrives. She's the 6th person, and she is the last.
The final, yeah, we'll find out.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
she's pretty athletic, and I guess was an athlete. So
Yeah.
you think
She's a
she's
Division
kind of
I,
like
yeah.
Summer as well, and maybe would have some of the same,
Attributions she
Yeah.
seemed to. I mean, she's, it seemed like she'd probably be pretty well rounded in anything they throw at him in that, in the show.
And
So-
people are liking her. They're like
Her social game. Yeah, her social game was really
Oh yeah, I
fun.
mean, she even had to stoop as low to flirt with Russell.
Yeah,
Like,
so she's playing a little footsies
Yeah.
or whatever with Russell, and of course Merissa don't like that.
oh yeah, no.
Marissa's
mean-
like a hawk, just watching that
Well,
for
then-
some
Yeah.
reason.
But Merissa doesn't have the type of feet that Russell likes either.
Yeah.
But what I found funny was that she's like, you should, as adults, grown adults, you should know when and when not to do that. And True, but you should also like just not be watching it. If
Right,
you're
right,
like,
right.
Yeah,
if
no
you're
one
not
else
enjoying it,
really
don't watch
mentioned it. No one else
Yeah.
mentioned it, so I don't know if it was a problem for anybody else.
I mean, I'm sure other people noticed it. Like, she's
Yeah.
trying to get in sweet with Russell over here. You know, we know what she's doing.
Yeah.
But
And the show did, I feel like, try to oversell this.
in the preview,
in
hell
the
yeah,
preview. So
absolutely it did. No doubt.
Which makes me think she's overreacting to it.
yeah, maybe, and maybe
Yeah.
other people had some reaction. Who knows what they actually show, and maybe it wasn't a big deal to Merissa, but they tried to make it be. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Was it a big deal to Russell's wife?
Right.
What kind of feet does she have?
That's right. Must be the
I
type
don't
he
know.
likes.
And he's like, I already checked them out. So she's like, oh really?
They ain't Marissa feet. I tell you that evidently.
So they get to the bounty. What do you think of this bounty?
I mean, well, number one, dude, it wasn't very deep at all. Like, I was expecting it to be deeper, you know, be a little more difficult, and it wasn't. Like, the fact that some of those people couldn't even freaking make it down were shit, and I was like, man, that's pretty
What
weak.
kind of annoys me is just, again, I've talked about it before. I don't really like the challenges too much. What I don't like about this one is it doesn't even showcase everyone's ability.
Yeah.
We just get a sample of 4 or 5 people.
Right.
So we don't even know, like, how Russell would have done, for example.
Yeah, I don't like that. I as soon as he said the 20-minute timeline, I was like, "There's no way they're getting through
Hell
that."
no, dude.
No way.
So I was like, 30
Everyone would have done
I mean-
been out and back in like 2 minutes in order to make it
and
work.
the best team, which was the first one that went,
Was 2.5
Maddie and Summer, was
minutes.
almost 3 minutes. Yes, there's no way in hell the rest of them are going to make anywhere close to that. You know, and then of course it definitely showed a lack of.
Jimmy didn't give him a chance.
It definitely
But
showed
I
a lack.
feel like if they had been given 30 minutes, there was at least a possibility of them finishing.
Yeah.
This particular group still
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have finished, but there would have at least been the possibility. There's just no way they would have been able to do that in 20 minutes.
But I need to see participation by the whole group so I can even think about like throwing someone on the bus and voting them off. Like, you're not performing. I want to get rid of you. And if you only get to see a certain people each competitions, then it doesn't tell you much of like who's actually strong
Oh, yeah.
And then
and
if
might
you
be
do
good to keep
bad,
around or not.
You know, like Jimmy did really bad. So if you do bad in it, there's 3 or 4 other people that never even got to show that they could have been worse.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
potentially.
So
Well, then probably the best and worst part of this was the fact that the little, there's something else. You know, they tie this freaking weight to the very top, right? Where the person on the paddleboard could probably see if you're taking it.
Yeah.
It
feels
looks
that
like
close
they
to
could
top.
potentially
You know,
see it.
However, the plus side of that is, you know, first of all, it seemed like not a lot of people were paying attention to it. So had someone taken it, it would have been a huge blame game on the ship, you know, on the raft. I bet there would have been people like trying to throw blame left and
it would
right.
have been entertaining to
So,
watch.
yeah, exactly. It definitely
Yeah,
been
and here's
entertaining
the
to
deal.
watch.
It's normally a secret, but like someone would go, it was there when I dove, so
And the
it
next-
must have been you.
But I
or
don't think
something.
half of them really paid attention to where it was.
No, but then the next person would be like, bullshit, you're lying because whenever I went, it wasn't there, so you must have taken it. So it would have been a huge
Yeah,
blame
and I
game.
think that would be fine if people were constantly stealing the money
Mhm.
and stuff. This would be great for that. But like the fact that no one, I mean, they all took the money as a group once, but no one has stolen the money. And this time, it would be a dumb opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it should have been like in the middle of all not at the very top.
Yeah, it should have totally been in the middle.
Because
No doubt
then
about
someone
it.
would have, you know, you don't have the opportunity to steal if you can't dive that deep.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess it's probably why they made it to the top, because they knew there were going to be people who couldn't swim for shit, like Jimmy and Merissa. So they would have been.
Well,
Yeah, maybe.
when they lined up,
Give
they
everyone
thought Jimmy
opportunity.
could swim.
Yeah, right.
So like Summer goes first and she gets the deepest cash.
Right, she
so
swims down like a
I
fish,
think it's
man.
$8,000 is what she got.
Yeah.
So, and then Maddie goes second, and I think she
got
gets
the
the
next
one,
one.
She got 7.
the second deepest one. So
Yeah, and then,
they were off to a pretty good start.
And then Merissa goes.
yeah, and she takes
Yeah.
the very top one.
Yeah,
And then she's
It's
like, I didn't even think about swimming deeper. And it's like, what? Huh?
What? Like, what do you mean
It's
you
like,
didn't think of it?
Yeah. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Well,
Yeah.
you could probably determine we're not going to get all these, so you should get the biggest, one you
Right.
can.
Right, exactly.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and nobody calls her out on this. Nobody mentions
yeah,
this.
Marissa's
Nobody
an
says,
idiot.
well, that was a bad idea
Well,
or a bad decision. They're
this
just-
could have been a problem maybe if Jimmy didn't mess up so much.
Right. Yeah, and Jimmy not screwed up so bad. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, then maybe it would have been better.
Way to go, Jimmy.
I mean, Jimmy gets on that
You took the heat
paddleboard
off of Marissa.
and he immediately like falls
Oh,
off
dude.
like
That dude fell
multiple
out, like,
times.
20 times,
This
man.
guy
He
cannot
would paddle
balance on
he
this.
paddle like 2 feet and fall off again. I was like,
and then
holy
his
shit, Jimmy.
paddling
Like,
technique
come on, bro.
is all off.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, and Maddie made the good point. She's like, the paddler needs to get in the back, right?
Yeah,
So,
probably.
which probably would have
Yeah,
been
but
better
then
off.
the next one, when Russell goes, he gets in the front
Yeah.
with Jimmy in the back. And it's like,
Russell,
Russell didn't go. Elliot,
Elliot, sorry.
shame
When
on you.
My bad. When Elliot's in the front versus in the back, when they just had that
Yeah,
whole
but
discussion.
the difference is Elliot's freaking good at it, right? He got on there and rocked it. But somebody who's
Yeah.
not as good on it, it'd probably be better to be in the back.
Yeah.
Elliot rocked him, man. He was on there just freaking.
Yeah. But that. still
Yeah,
didn't help
Jimmy. Oh man, I mean, it was comical.
Right, Jimmy's like,
Jimmy probably took up like half the time.
And then
himself.
Jimmy couldn't
dude.
get
And
off.
then
He couldn't get up to
get
touch
any
them.
money.
No.
He didn't get any money.
He couldn't even
either.
slim down like 2 feet, man. Bro was just like, he's like, oh, I can't do it.
He said he was too winded from before. And I gotta say, I mean, it's funny. It's nice that we can sit here and laugh at it, but we all three of us would probably be pretty similar.
No,
No, I've paddleboarded before. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
I mean,
All right.
no.
I've been paddleboarding. I can sit on a paddleboard and do a paddleboard pretty easily.
I mean, I'm a WSQ1 in the Marine Corps, so I think I could do that.
Exactly.
But
the
I mean,
egos in the room.
you never know. But
Well, but to Jimmy's thing, he's.
I bet Jimmy thought he could do it too.
Well, no, but he said, "Hey, I'd only paddleboarded once before." Now he should have said that shit before they freaking
Yeah.
lined up. But to his defense, hey, if he's only done it once before, then yeah, of course he's probably gonna fall off several times.
now,
So-
what is funny is like apparently Jimmy on his Instagram says he's like a
He's a-
professional diver or something like that.
Professional paddleboarder. So, he put that on there afterward, which is
Yeah.
awesome. Jimmy, that was awesome, bro. Holy crap.
So that was funny.
He's got a sense of humor for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he doesn't seem to be sweating this too much though.
Yeah. No, he knows he's good, man. I think he knows that he's better off than freaking. He knew he's better off than Riley, right? And he's like, hey, I'm going to try to save you if I can, but if I can't,
Yeah,
I
so
can't.
then Jimmy has these conversations with Riley. He says, if I can save you, I'll save you. But if you don't have the votes, then I'm not voting
Yeah.
your way either.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But here's
That's
the
the
deal.
first real thing that Jimmy said to
Yeah.
somebody.
But here's the thing. If I'm Riley, I'm like, you got this group of women that's kind of control things. They're not really on the same page as Jimmy. If I throw Jimmy under the bus,
yeah.
he didn't perform well in a competition. Now, if I say he's plotting against people, probably a good chance they'll vote Jimmy off.
Well, someone had mentioned this in the Survive the Raft group on Facebook that Jimmy's literally behind every conspiracy, and nobody is like
Nobody's caught on, yeah.
nobody's.
Well,
caught
I'd say,
on to
well,
it.
except CJ. What really pissed me off too in the beginning was Summer, and I liked Summer, but in the beginning when she's talking to Russell, and she was like, it just sucked to see CJ go, and he's like, Summer, it's okay. His story was the only one that was different from the 3 years on the same page, and I was like, what?
And she could have gone, what do
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah, exactly. She could be like, no, what CJ said was true. Like CJ was telling the truth.
And we should maybe
You know?
think about getting rid of Jimmy,
Right, yeah,
especially since
exactly.
she kind of likes Riley, but she also likes Jimmy
She
a
likes
little
Jimmy
bit.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think the person or the people that she might want to get rid of, she knows she can't mention. She can't mention the names. You can't mention.
She's scared. She's
Yeah,
scared.
you can't
She's
mention
afraid
Tara,
to throw
you can't-
Jimmy's name out there because
Yeah.
Jimmy probably come after
Yeah,
her
and
plot.
you can't mention Terry. You
Miss
can't
Terry.
mention Merissa because
Yeah.
they're protected by.
Jimmy and Riley called it perfectly when they said, look, she's wishy-washy. She's not willing to take a step out there.
Yeah.
She just wants to stay behind the scenes and just vote with everybody else. And they're right. That's exactly how Summer is. So
Yeah, so they earned 17.5K on this bounty.
out of a
mission.
possible like 45, I think, right? Like, something
Yeah, I
like
don't
that.
remember what the.
So
It was
the
40 or
possible-
45.
Yeah.
It was a lot more than that.
And
And
then
less than what they could have gotten if they just told the.
right, yeah,
The little
exactly.
they
weight
pull up the rope and no one took the temptation. So,
Yeah.
and it's not really a surprise because Jimmy would maybe be the one to do it, but after screwing up that bad,
And everybody knew he would
like
have done it.
yeah, he would have been the one. And I think only like 4 or 5 people had an opportunity to steal it from the
But
beginning.
who
So,
went after Jimmy?
I think it was Elliot.
Elliot did, yeah.
No, Elliot. Did he get to die?
Elliot went after Jimmy. Elliot took the 1,500. He took the second next one down. Right?
Yeah.
And then they
So,
went back, and then that's when
Elliot-
Riley got her chance.
Elliot should have stole the money.
Yeah, Elliot totally should.
Yeah, he ain't gonna do that though.
But Elliot should have stole the money, pinned it on Jimmy.
Yeah, that's exactly what should. I mean, if
Then he
Elliot was
would have
smart
had
with
the
it.
money, and then he's got, because everyone would have assumed Jimmy took it.
Oh yeah, no, I totally would have assumed Jimmy took it. Yeah, Jimmy got very lucky that Elliot is so
Yeah.
honest and didn't take that money.
Yeah.
He'd have been gone.
So Jimmy kind of floats out there like maybe we could swap Riley for Merissa.
Mhm.
And it's a smart plan because this girl group is
Mhm.
getting pretty strong.
Oh yeah,
And Jimmy, I think, sees that and knows he needs to disrupt that and get more new people on to give himself a better opportunity.
oh yeah.
Still another girl though.
And I'll tell you, man.
But
right?
then the newbies outnumber the originals, so he's trying to go with those numbers.
I mean, Riley played it about as smartly as she could, especially cozying up to Russell in the beginning. Like, she's like, all right, I see that even though his arm's broke, he's still here. So he
Yeah.
must hold some sway here.
And it's funny because
Yeah.
Jimmy says, you need to get with Russ. And then Russ kind of comes over,
Mhm.
but he says, hey, don't be plotting because if you start plotting, we normally get rid of the plotters.
Right,
and
right.
it's like, well, how else
How
is
you
she
gonna stay?
trying to
How is
stay,
she
man?
supposed to stay if you don't play? Right? He's like, what an idiot. Russell's a freaking moron.
Well, that's kind of smart of him to say, actually.
oh, it is
though.
smart of him to
So-
say, but he's just an idiot.
I mean, what is
Like
she
how
supposed
else
to-
is she supposed to stay on this freaking
Yeah.
ship if she ain't freaking plotting? Or this
That's,
Well,
what-
maybe-
that's what
maybe
she's gonna say.
Russell's
I'm not
playing-
plotting, but
Yeah,
I've heard these 3 other people plotting,
Uh-huh.
stir,
Oh yeah, stir the shit up.
stir up some trouble. But
But I do think Russ is smart to say that, because then it's like, hey, just, it's you. Don't plot. Maybe we'll keep you around. Maybe we won't. And
it's not
don't
realistic.
cause any drama. Yeah, but
but
hey, if it works.
But
Why
the
not?
fact that Jimmy was there having the conversation with her, like her, it makes sense for her to plot because she's trying to fight for a spot. But why is Jimmy plotting? Like, and we didn't, and
Right.
Russell didn't call that. Like, Russell's not even calling Jimmy out on it.
No, he's not. And
Yeah.
Russell's like, hey, I like Jimmy. He seems like pretty straight guy here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he's completely fooled by Jimmy and what
he
he's
is.
trying to do.
Absolutely.
So
I mean,
maybe Jimmy's smart about it. Or
Whatever.
something.
I mean, that's the thing, man. The show is showing us like Jimmy's not smart about it, right? Like he should be like everybody should know what's going
talking
on.
to too many people.
But in reality, I think the show is trying to trick us on Jimmy because obviously he's smart about it if nobody's seeing it, right? So
Right.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, I've also read somewhere that Russell's not happy with the editing of the last episode.
oh, really? Was it?
He just didn't like the way it was, like, I guess the events were portrayed.
Shame on you, producers, for not doing it right. Don't you know
Russell's
Russell
not
runs this
happy.
show?
Yeah. So
They didn't
Maddie,
get his permission to
Maddie-
run it that way.
Maddie,
Approval.
Tara, and Riley go off, but like Riley doesn't it doesn't show her have any conversations where she's trying to sway their votes or anything. They're just kind of having
they're all
regular
in that
talk.
in that little cave
Chit-chat,
together.
yeah.
Like, having
She
a
said
little
she
girls'
had
time.
30 more minutes.
Yeah, she's half an hour, Josh.
But she was with them. Like
In a
she had
cave.
the
But,
opportunity.
you know, you can't just jump right into these things. You gotta, like, warm them up. You gotta wine and dine them, you know.
So
I
we
don't
were
know.
enjoying the little bath cave
That's right,
thing.
Yeah. Well, she just jumped right in with Russell, though. You know, none of wine and dine. There's a little
No,
footsie
that was
little
some
footsie
foreplay.
little footsie action.
That was a little foreplay.
So I got the feeling like it's going to come down to like Merissa, or I actually thought Jimmy was going to be on the chopping block with Riley, but no one, like you said, really. It doesn't really seem to impact Jimmy, his actions, so
No,
they don't seem to be hip to him. So,
no.
Yeah, no, not at all.
and quite surprising, no one mentioned Garrett at all, but he was brought up.
Yeah,
Right.
Which his name had to be mentioned sometime. Right, but editing
Well,
didn't
the
show us
only
that.
the only reason why I can think of getting rid of Garrett is he was the most recent addition,
Right.
right? And so, at least through editing, as far as what we can see, he's not really making himself part of the family
Yeah.
that's on there. You know what I mean?
Now-
He does seem like kind of an outsider.
Yeah. Now the question is, who was it that voted for Garrett aside from Riley? Right, and it
Why would Riley vote for Garrett though?
Huh?
Why would Riley
she
vote for
wants to
Garrett?
stay on. Well, exactly. Who told her to vote for Garrett? That's
So
true.
someone had to have the conversation to her about Garrett,
Garrett, yeah,
for her to
exactly.
vote for Garrett.
Yeah.
That's true.
So his name got thrown out there at
Oh,
some
absolutely
point in
did.
order for her to
Right.
vote for him.
Uh-huh.
She-
It was because otherwise she'd probably pick Merissa.
or Jimmy.
Or Jimmy.
because Jimmy was
Now, I was curious. Like, whenever Russell said what he said at the end, I couldn't tell if Russell was like, "Yeah, I voted for Garrett," and I was surprised that not more people did, or if he was like, "I didn't vote for Garrett." It's kind of weird what he said there.
I feel, yeah, it was kind of rushed and we didn't go back and rewind it, but I do think that he was saying he didn't want her to be, want it to be unanimous. Like her vote was the only one that was against her. You know
Oh,
what
so he
I
was
mean?
giving her like
a
a.
pity
Your
vote.
pity
Pity
vote,
vote.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
Okay.
think.
God, that
But
took
why would he
long
get the
for me
pity
to
go to Garrett? Why wouldn't he vote for anybody else instead of voting
Well,
for Garrett?
that tells me that Russell and Riley had a
Yeah, maybe he
conversation.
put that in her head.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he's smart like that and deflected. So,
But why
but
would-
that might say if I'm Garrett, I'm like, why is my name being
Yeah.
up there?
Right, exactly.
Well, I'd like to see the conversation between Russell and Garrett. Like, okay, so
Or maybe Russ
why-
said, "Hey, I'm going to throw you out there as a diversion, just so there's no like hokiness that happens here."
but why me?
Yeah, exactly. That's Garrett.
Well, because this happens on Survivor a lot. They're like, "You're going to be, the stool
Because
pigeon
I
here,
tell you what, when I watch Russell's TikTok,
sacrificial lamb."
when I watch Russell's TikTok, he said, "Hey, black people, I got you." I don't see it. He didn't have Gary right there doing that. Yeah,
Garrett's safe. Like that was just a name to throw out there to throw someone out.
yeah. Well, he could pick anybody though. So why Garrett? That's the question, right?
That's the question.
Yeah, well, we don't know because no one has seen conversation that they showed us about Garrett. So
Hmm.
Wonder if the next episode maybe they're going to show us like how it all went down. I doubt it, but
well,
it'd be
yeah,
nice.
we'll see. But then Nate comes and says, "I got a surprise for you guys.
Another surprise.
This is the permanent cast now.
No
You've
more-
chosen
no more
your
news.
Raft people."
There's 5 originals.
Until
Yeah.
you're
Oh, dude.
it. You're permanent.
We're not
Except-
swapping you out, but there's eliminations.
And you know what that means? And what did Tara say when it flipped to her? I don't like. She's like, I want to get Garrett,
Oh,
Russell.
yeah. All the people she named
All
were
the
all
guys.
guys.
All the guys.
And she said Elliot, though.
No, she didn't say Elliot. She said Garrett,
How
Russell.
dare her.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, right there, the guys are screwed. Guys are friggin' toast now.
And I imagine Elliot will be that next one, and then he'll be gone, too.
Yeah,
Well,
after
the
they bought out the other
numbers-
3 guys, yeah.
Elliot's the swing vote,
Yeah, right.
right? For, guys against girls, right? Number wise.
I guess so, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So-
But the guys aren't really banding together like the girls are.
No,
so.
exactly. Like, if one dude gets vote, I mean, and the thing is, if it's still a vote system, we don't know if it's a vote system or not. He just said eliminations, right? So we don't know how it's going to work. But if it's still a vote system,
I think it is.
Yeah,
but-
and the guys are fucking toast. Guys are toast.
Well, the only thing that could save the guys if they start losing money, where they're like, "Hey, I'm trying to win this thing, and
Make more money.
we're not building the pot up anymore."
Yeah, but then you get another clip of Russell not really doing well in the challenge. He hurts himself.
But are they
again.
manipulating us? Is that really what happened?
What
Probably.
happened?
Well, we saw
What
that, yeah.
happened?
Well, they tricked us before on Russell, where he took the money and he was told
Uh-huh.
to kind of get it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows how that's going to play out?
And they've shown Russell being like pissed off all the time, and that's
That's
not a
nothing.
big deal
Yeah,
either.
no, you're right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who knows?
Maybe that's why Russell's getting pissed off with the editing.
He's like, I was never really that angry.
Right.
Okay.
You're showing the worst side of me. Come on now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, man.
So, but the eliminations will be interesting.
Yeah, it
and
definitely will be.
apparently, I don't like that they're not really putting out how this game is being played, because we assume like 9 people or 8 were going to win this thing. Now it seems like it is going to come down to
Yeah.
a single person.
Yeah, or maybe like 4 or 5 people or something, but definitely not not 8, that's for sure.
There's also a meme going around of like, I don't know, that Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme where he's like trying to like show the map and
Yeah.
everything. It's all like convoluted, and it's like the producer's trying to explain the show and like the rules of the show.
Right.
Because like now we don't know if it's coming down to one person or any of that.
Yeah, which is
That's crazy.
silly too. And I wonder if the contestants know, because like that might determine if I steal the money or
Right.
not.
Yeah.
Because if I'm thinking I'm 1 of 9, then yeah, maybe we do want to build this pot and play it cool. But if I'm thinking it comes down to one person, well, chances are that's not going to be me. So maybe I do want to steal
Well, I
something.
need to
You
know,
got
is
a
that
one-
one
you got a
person,
1 in 8
2
chance,
people,
yeah.
3 people, 4 people? Because all that, your strategy changes when
Yeah.
you know how many people it's coming down to.
No, yeah, they totally threw everybody's game out with that.
So what the heck? What are the rules here, Nate?
But now it's like, okay, are they still going to give people a chance to steal? Because now if they give people a chance to steal, now it might be a hell of a lot more likely somebody steals some money, right? So
I would think so.
Maybe that's why they've changed the rules.
Yeah. Maybe that's why
They're like, no one was
stealing is
stealing.
kind of more obvious than in the past.
Yeah.
Where someone could take an apple and no one would have known any better.
Yeah, but maybe they're mad. Nobody was stealing. It's not working. So let's give them the idea that they could be eliminated.
Yeah.
Well, I do wonder if they like
Yeah.
have changed it since they started. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's one winner. Screw this 9 people business.
Turns out this ain't gonna work.
Turns out. All right, well, there you have it, folks. Another episode down. Next week, eliminations. We're definitely looking forward to see how that goes. And as always, we want to know what you think, how that's going to go, and how this last episode went. I mean, do you think that they were in the right for keeping or voting Riley off? Should they have kept her? I personally think they probably should have kept her and maybe voted somebody else off.
Who?
Marissa. Probably Marissa. I'd get rid of
Marissa,
Marissa.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, that didn't happen.
She's in the right clique.
That's right. Yeah, she's in the mean girls
Protected.
clique, man. She's got it. Got it. Hey, as always, hit that like, subscribe button, and we will check you guys in our next review.
Later.
See ya.